Good morning, my name is Ruben Piva, and I'm smiling because it's all about rugby, and every Thursday we dedicated that time to rugby. As the Rugby Bench that airs every Thursday, that's a weekly show that discusses matters rugby. Last week we had the schools rugby where the under 15s, under 17s, and under 20, under 19s did talk about them. But of course, this time round, I did ask Pearson Makoma to get me an administrator in rugby from the union to come and explain matters rugby, and I'm privileged, I'm humbled, I'm honored to be joined by one of them. I won't mention his name. He will mention his name. Yeah. Let me leave it to him to tell us what is up to, and of course I want to show him that we are happy and blessed to have him on the show this rainy morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Ruben.
How are you today?
I'm okay.
Looking fresh. How is she?
She's fine.
You know, I'm smiling. I didn't want to mention your name. I want somebody. I normally want my guests to mention their names. Yes.
Okay.
They are the task and the responsibilities at the union.
Yeah. Well, my name. Good morning, viewers, and I'm happy to be at UBC this morning. My name is Godwin Kayangwe. I'm the president of Uganda Rugby Union.
Were you elected president, or you just sneaked to be president?
I was elected.
By which?
By the General Assembly of Uganda Rugby.
There was no bribing election. No about staffing.
Uganda Rugby is a small unit, a very hard electoral college. You know, you need to be within the house, within the room to be known, and your deeds basically work for you. They talk for you. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about your rugby has lost some people. Yeah. Of course, toward last year and the beginning of this year, I want to say sorry to the union for losing pillars. But of course, life is like that. Today we are here, tomorrow not here. And I want also to thank you for making sure that rugby stands, rugby moves. You see, I come from a school that plays rugby. And whenever I see rugby progressing, I get happy. Whenever I see our young brothers play rugby, given platforms, I get happy. But let's go to the questions proper. Let's start with the situation at the union. Are you comfortable with what you have at the union?
I can't say I'm comfortable, but yes, it is a task and a challenge we took on. Many years ago. Myself, I've been there in very many capacities, all the way from team manager, national team, to committee member, secretary, then president. So but I can basically identify with the challenges of rugby. Yeah. So our task with the team I have elected with me, that is the EXCOM, what you call the executive committee, is to try to make the situation better on a daily basis, and have strategic plans that basically the goal is to make it a clean sport, enjoyable by the player, enjoyable by the fan and all the other stakeholders. And that is our topmost goal. Okay. So I should say that, I don't know, you said you're from rugby playing school. I was in Budo, and our motto is Gacha Limabaga. So even at rugby union, I think I could apply the same Gacha Limabaga. The sky is the limit. There's still a lot to be done. Yeah.
There's a school that has a motto that reads Nis Dominus. Have you ever heard of that school?
That's Namiriango.
Okay. Okay. There have been a MOU signed by the union, and one would want to know, these MOUs, what are they for? Are they helping the union or the players or the clubs?
All the clubs. I mean, you see, the union is made up of clubs, so you cannot divorce the two. Okay. The union is actually made up of clubs. The union is the membership, which is the clubs mainly as the main stakeholders. Yeah. And the clubs are made up of players as the main stakeholders. So you can't divorce those two. The national team is picked from the clubs. So whenever we are signing an agreement as Uganda Rugby Union, basically what is at the back of our mind is how does it support the clubs? Yeah. Eventually, of course, the national team. We've signed quite a number over the years. We've signed with the Blue Bulls, we've signed with United Arab Emirates Rugby Federation, yes. We've signed with Land Rover College. I mean, all these, you can see it is a move to try to improve the, the environment. So Land Rover College is basically a university, offers education and also sports. The number 10 of South Africa, Sasha, went through that very college. He's just one of those examples. So the agreement we've signed is 50% scholarship, and 50% is fit by the parent or funders or guardians. Or I hope to take this discussion bigger, because there are some very skilled, talented players that probably the parents might not be able to afford. But we're trying to see how far we can take it further. If these kids are an asset to the national team, we'll see how maybe government can help individuals, philanthropists, and sponsors. But yes, 50% scholarship in UK is a very big deal. UAE is with the federation. That has to do with capacity building, coaches, athletes. That's players can actually go on. Exchange program, coaches, referees, match officials. I mean, Dubai is a very big target. So having a relationship with Dubai is a very good thing for Uganda Rugby Union, and that is open for the clubs. If there are any players that have a chance to play for the clubs in Dubai, and that door has been opened. Any coaches who want to go and try that has been opened. Even education-wise in Dubai, it has been opened. Blue Bulls, I think that you have seen the results from it. We have even 3 players that left yesterday, but 1 to join the club and play in the league. Those are national team players. And we have sent 7 players before. I think 2 have actually got contracts. So that is also ongoing. They send us coaches. They plan for us some test games. So it is a very healthy relationship. So the MOUs actually help support us in capacity building, both technical and everything else.
Okay, away from the MOUs, Mr. President, into matters, achievements, how do you intend to achieve the National Council of Sports 75% national grid cover in order for you to acquire a federation status?
Yeah, it's a big task, but a good thing is Rugby Union had already seen that, irrespective of the law, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we had already seen that we need to spread the game across the country. So with that, we had actually set up regions. If you're aware of the National Northern Association, Eastern Rugby Association, Western, Central, those have clubs under. So basically, in a way, we had a footprint all over the country, but to the detail of what National Council or the law requires is 75% in the districts. Okay, so then we have to go deeper into the districts to ensure that we have representation there. We have already done capacity building workshops in the north, the east, and the west. We have already located these representatives that have been trained in level 1 and get into rugby courses, and the district sports officers who are employed by government. So the next step is we are going to call them to Kampala for a general when they are all together now, because we are going separate in the regions. And we are going to give them another capacity building, and then they will start attending AGMs and contributing at that highest level of the meeting of Uganda Rugby Union. In that way, I think we shall have achieved the status and complied as per the law.
Let's talk matters women rugby. What's intentionally being done by URU? URU is Uganda Rugby Union to ensure women's rugby takes off from where it is.
I think rugby for the women, or women rugby as you call it, does not need to take off. It's already moving. We are no longer at that stage of takeoff, because if you see 2023, we had only 4 teams for women. This is 2026, 27?
26.
We have 7 teams, top flight, and regional teams. So altogether we have over 10 teams. That is more than 200%. So it is.
You mentioned 7 teams, which is granted. Why is it that teams like Swans, who have been denied access to feature in the top stage, why are they denied access? I mean, if you need a rugby to grow, women rugby to grow, if teams request to have access to the league, why not grant them?
If Swans was the only team available after the 7, it would definitely have access to join the league. But right now you have regional teams. Swans is in the central region. It topped the central region. But it has to play the northern, it has to play the eastern and western. And we get a winner because we want to move to 8 teams in the top flight league, okay, from 7 to 8. So we cannot just say Swans come and play. That would not be fair for the other teams. For the other teams. They have
that's
to
a
have
good one.
The playoffs,
Okay, why the shift of course we have women's national team coaches, and there are those that the union came up and sected. So every time we see a different women rugby coaches, why the inconsistencies?
No, but you see, those some partially are strategic, partially also on the individuals that are putting up their hands to do these jobs. Okay. The consistency cannot be really controlled to a certain extent. But of course, you see with the retiring of our coach who has had the Sevens, Tobert, for over 10 years, him stepping out, retiring, of course he has served us pretty well. Yeah. Because there's a gap, and that gap, there is a ripple effect to almost every team, you see. So that's why you saw some bit of reshuffle recently. And also last year, there was a stopgap solution that had to be made because the girls now had to play, it was abrupt, a 1B African Championship in order to get to a 1A. And the 7s players had to mix with the 15s players. So in terms of management, we go to the management of the 7s and 15s to actually work together because they all have players in there and you have to keep them together. Okay. Yeah.
You've been elected an EXCO member of Rugby Africa. What does this mean to Uganda?
That question, it comes up everywhere, but we shall answer. Like,
what do you mean everywhere? Here is not everywhere.
I see it in social media, X, wherever. But that one we can answer together. So if I asked you, and I asked somebody recently, if your member of parliament in your constituency is given a ministerial post, how will that post help your constituency?
It depends on what he feels for the constituency. I might be elected a minister. I don't care about where I come from.
Exactly, because when you're elected minister, now you're serving the country. But when you're an MP, you're only representing your constituency.
What are you doing too?
So I'm saying, being elected on African executive, I am not representing Uganda. I am now serving Africa.
But you're Ugandan.
It is okay.
We have our interests.
That being said,
we are counting on you.
That being said, and that being understood, then we can look at what would be the advantage, so that it is not misunderstood and over expectation. The expectation of management. So there is proximity to information. Okay. Proximity to align with strategic movements of the globe and the African continent. Those are advantages that we can actually use as Uganda. There is no favor that will be given to Uganda, but just aligning and being able to showcase what you're doing, being able to have real-time examples of what is on the ground, the proximity to information and the strategic alignment of Africa Rugby. Those are just some of the examples of how Godwin being elected at African Executive would be an advantage to Uganda. Okay. But the fact that I need to stress is that the role is purely service to Africa.
Okay, last Friday we had the AGM that happened at Kabila. What were the new structural reforms and governance that you reached out as a union?
There are quite a number, but some of the most strategic notes or to take home is for a long time we've had this Anglophone, Francophone ideology. Okay. Which is really...
Come again, Anglophone what?
Anglophone, Francophone. French-speaking, English-speaking countries. Okay. So they were really distinct in that old constitution, whereby it would say that if a president is French, the vice has to be English. It was, at the time they made it, I think it made sense. But right now where the game is, Africa is uniting as one. Yeah. So we don't need to divide ourselves via language. So we've removed that clause. I think that one was very key, so that we can get the best people up there, whether they are 2 English people or 2 French people. Okay. And at the point, the French actually were contributing to about 70 to 75% of membership of African Rugby. So the English-speaking countries would felt like they would never have a chance to get to the leadership of the region, because they would be outnumbered by the French in terms of voting. Second one that is very key was the gender balance or gender inclusiveness. The World Rugby recommendation is 30% female on the committee. Yeah. But for us as Africa, we have increased it. We have put our target higher to 40%. Okay. So we are saying we should have 40% representation on the AGM. Those two are really the main changes. And the other ones were just housekeeping in terms of typos, clarification of clauses, but those were major changes. That's a good achievement in the AGM. Okay, recently we hosted the Rugby Africa Cup Games at Nambole. What lessons has Uganda Rugby Union drawn, and what do you attribute to the shortfalls in performance? Yeah, as we go to the shortfalls, one is we have actually learned that we are capable of hosting games at that level. And really hosting them well, because the report gave us something like 78% from World Rugby, the assessment or evaluation. The challenges mainly are caused to finance and the timing of the finance availability. So government, yes, fully footed these games, but the money come in a little bit late. That forces us to actually devise means of how do we get services done. Yeah. Before payment or before, because the preparation starts way earlier. Now that challenge kind of sometimes compromises a little bit of the quality of output. Okay. Yeah, the other big challenge is the funds. How do we get funds to come in to really support rugby? I think that is something that we have tried to answer but not fully complete. Yeah. We want to see ourselves filling the stadium, you know, and the game being a little bit more popular, having a mindset change in perception of the normal fan who thinks the game is for elite people, who went to Namilyango and Budo, but now you see we have over 80 schools. Why do you mention Namilyango and Budo in the same bracket, Mr. President? It is okay. You should not put them in the same bracket. Which brackets? They should be in separate brackets. Namilyango is in tier A and Budo is in tier C. No. So that is a story for another day. Yeah, so I think for me that is the challenge. We want to emulate rugby as a national sport. So whereby the culture is when the team is there, the whole country is. That is the order of the day. Okay, and finally talk about the 16th man, which we had during the league launch you had last month, and why championship format instead of the round robin format? The 16th man goes back to what I've just been mentioning, the culture and the fun. Okay. Because I think that is a very important stakeholder in any sport, not only rugby. You know, the fan needs to enjoy this game. The fan needs to contribute in terms of buying the services, enjoying, so that the athletes can get a better life. More funding comes in, and the athletes get better welfare. Yeah. The other one was what? But the format of auction around the format is about competitiveness. I think the clubs love this format. You cannot know the win of the league until almost the last day. Okay. You know, as opposed before format whereby within 3 weeks before the league ends, people already know this club is winning. The way I see football premiership, people say 3 games left, Arsenal this time has it. But now this format of rugby you can't. Two, the teams increased to 12, so we needed to fit them within the time of the activity calendar because internationals come in. So for all the 12 teams to play, the format of home and away all through can take a little bit longer. But this is a more competitive format, and I think the clubs love it. Okay, and what's in stock for our national teams this year in line with the hosting the Africa Under-20 Bathurst Continental Tournament? National teams, or you talk about under-20, those are two things. Let's talk about the under-20, Africa under-20. The under-20, we've confirmed it. I know it's in August. I don't know the exact date, so I'm going to find out that soon. But we are looking at Hoima because, of course, Nambole, you know, is going down for innovation ahead of... Again? Yes. Ahead of the Pamoja next year? Yes. So Hoima is ready. And... the ministry is ready to give it to us, and I think with also the new act, we are trying to take the game across the country. It will be a very good thing to take such a level of game in Hoima.
Okay.
You know, 8 countries, top flight, so all the people of Hoima can come watch. You know, just make it.
Even business there.
Even business, it's good. So we are good. That one we are hosting. We probably are going to host the South African counties. We are still finalizing with the dates in July. That is like the England counties which came. That's a very strong team. That is basically like the second or third South African team counties. It's a very big one. Most of the games are out. Mauritius Sevens, women and men. Victoria Cup also is might be going to Zimbabwe. Elgon Cup, maybe Kisumu, yet to confirm. But yes, there's a whole big lineup of activities. But before the end of this month, I'm sure we'll have firm dates, and somebody will be able to come and confirm with you on the dates here.
Okay, Mr. President, what's your take on the current government funding for sports and rugby in particular, and what would be your humble plea?
Well, I sympathize with the government, because much as we sports federations would like to have as much money as possible to push our sports, but the government has to think broad, more broad than this, because you see the investment the government is putting in the infrastructure. It is not small, you know, but at the end of the day, we also need the infrastructure, which federations cannot do. So the government is taking on a very, very big share of that investment. As the federations, we are doing our part. But for specifically rugby, as you have mentioned, there's been an increment in the support over the years. From this time we qualified to the World Cup in 2018, where we got 250 million from government, and now government was able to pay 7 billion last year for Africa Cup hosting. You can see that there's been a very big improvement. At the moment, we are at 3 billion shillings for our annual, and I think this year they will be able to increase, because they see the activity that is happening in rugby. So step by step, there's an improvement, and I applaud government for that. We continue to also comply and work and represent, because I think rugby has really been a very good ambassador for Uganda globally. Both our men and women teams have traveled the whole globe, all continents. But in a whole, our budgets are almost triple of what we receive. Our budget this year, I believe, will be in the ranges of 15 to 18 billion shilling to run this year.
Let's go to you did mention about Buddha being your former school. And I like the structures that you've come up. I don't know if it's your presidency or the previous presidents who came up with these underage tournaments. But so far, is the underage? Are you happy with the underage tournaments for the schools?
Yes, automatically, of course. When you say underage, I don't know whether you mean the under 15, under 17.
Yes, that's what
age grade.
Yes, the age grade.
The age grade is automatic. That one is safety driven, because when I played in Budo, we schools were playing against clubs, which was not safe. But by 95 or 96, that had stopped. There's no school that could play club, because it was not safe. But even now, by then, a senior 2 could join the school team. So a senior 2 is how old? 14, at most 15. He's playing with a senior 6 who is 18. You see? So that one was also not safe, because you can imagine an 18-year-old, how defined he is playing against a 14-year-old. So that division came from that, and it is from World Rugby. We have to implement it, because now it is a safety law. You cannot have an under 15 playing, an under 18-year-old playing in an under 15 league. That is suicide. This is a highly contact game, so it's weighted. But our age grade department has also been very intentional, and we have been intentional strategically to ensure we increase the scope of the Get Into Rugby program. Get as many, actually our target is 100,000 students trying rugby in a year. Because you see, that is the bottom of the pyramid. If you have 100,000, if they go to senior 4, they reduce to say 40,000. By the time they're in university, they're like at 20. By the time they're in clubs, they're like at 10. A national team will only take 60. So the pyramid goes like that.
Talking about that, there's a lot of high school rugby being played recently, and each year there is a big turn of talent, a big turnover of talent. lost after high school. What has the federation done to ensure there is a retention and there is an intentional program in line with managing this number from all the regions they come from? I mean, what I'm trying to ask here is, we appreciate that we have the underage tournaments, but after that we lose talent. We don't do a follow-up. So what has federation done to make sure that they fast track on such players?
I think there's going to be something seen this year because there's a very big campaign on university, inter-university and tertiary. I say tertiary because we don't want to forget the technical colleges where some of the students go, those who don't go to university. So we want to make that a very, very big league in its way, with its format, league committee and everything. That will consume a lot of these players. Because if you see, the few who don't get to the university will try to get to the club. And if they don't make it to the club, they give up. And in that way, we lose the what?
The player.
We lose the talent.
The talent, yes.
So, but if we make that level from 18 to 23, inter-university tertiary institutes all over the country, I think a lot of players will be retained at that time. And also clubs will now start getting very, very more experienced players if you get them in at 23 as opposed to getting them in at 18. Yeah.
Okay, but Chairman, rather Mr. President, before we go, time was not our best ally. I would love to know who is your favorite player on the African continent, rugby? The one you would say, this was the player I admired.
Where?
Africa.
No. No. First of all, I'm not good at watching games. That one I need to confess, especially on TV. Even if you told me to mention the team of South Africa, like some people can tell you all the names, I may not mention 3 players. Even Uganda, but for Uganda I watch. Okay. So probably I'll tell you a player from Uganda, and that will not be, you know, it will cause a lot of...
You can mention the player.
No, I'm saying it can't be the best player, but I like players like Philip, players like Katulinda, Nkole, Kisiga. I think those have come out really to, you know, matured to push the team. Okay. You know, my own son, Byron, if you did not know that Byron is my son,
I didn't know.
The captain of Uganda. So he's actually in South
because your president now is captain of the Uganda rugby team?
No. By merit, what is he doing in South Africa?
I'm not just asking, Mr. President.
Those who know me, they know. By merit, he's on the team, he's the captain. So, yeah, but other players from other countries, I think that Zimbabwean number 10 is quite a good player, though he's an import from New Zealand or something. Kenya has quite a number of very, very good players that are forced to reckon. But me, I'm familiar with my Ugandan players. Okay. Yeah.
For me, if you asked me who my favorite player...
Who is your favorite player?
Africa, I'll go for the man from the slum, that is Siya Kolisi. I have been monitoring Kolisi for some time. And for me, he's one who stands out. But of course, local here, I've got to go with the players that played for Davidiango at the time.
Kolisi is good, and also his off-the-pitch influence is commendable. I mean, I would agree with you on that.
Yes. Yeah. And then locally, I would talk about so many players from Wokos to Chimono and so many other players who have actually played rugby. But finally, Mr. President, your final remarks as we leave this stage.
No, just to say thank you very much for having me at UBC. I don't know when I last came here. I think I was invited.
20 years ago?
I was invited here maybe in lockdown. I think in lockdown, actually. They even picked me up from my place. But to the viewers, again, it's a pleasure to serve you, and thank you for supporting those who support rugby. We continue to work and ensure that we make the game clean and a good spectacle for everybody to enjoy.
When are you leaving the presidency of the Rugby Union?
This term ends in 2027.
Are you going to come back again and contest?
God knows.
Will people ask you, the Makomas will ask you to come back?
Who?
Makoma, Pearson Makoma.
Makoma, I don't know.
Maybe they will ask you to.
Let's first comply, because I have a big task. I wouldn't want to leave a union which is not compliant. Okay. So this year I want the AGM, we comply, and then we get a certificate, and yes.
So that's your target.
Yeah.
But once you achieve that, you can leave.
Besides the rugby, I need to ensure we leave.
Once you achieve that, you can leave the stage for us to come and take over.
You want to come and take over? You're very welcome. Ruben,
yes,
come and serve.
Okay, thanks so much.
Come to the hot seat.
Every Thursday we have the rugby bench, and of course we are happy that the rugby president, when requested for him to come, he said, yes, I'll come to UBC and share what I have as the president. And of course we are thankful that you've come up. We have come this morning, despite the rain, you are able to be here. And we expect schools rugby to grow, and of course the national team to achieve many, but in terms of trophies. Of course, I didn't get your club, the club you support locally here.
The club I played for, my club is Pirates.
Pirates. But you won nothing for Pirates.
Well, it's not.
You are such a bad player.
You don't start a club and win immediately. You get it?
But you played for over a year.
But right now, Pirates is not over a year, many years. Pirates is
and
now
you won nothing over
It
those
was
years.
the youngest club by then. We won a few games here and there, but we built a structure. These players who are playing now are playing on a structure that was built, and they are just now they are improving it. Okay, that is how a club is built. Harlequins didn't win. Harlequins didn't win a trophy for 100 years. Even the guys who started it, their grandchildren also didn't see it. 100 years, it didn't win a trophy.
In sports, what makes your name, or what you can say that I made a mark is by winning. Yeah. And not games but trophies. So if since at Pirates you won nothing in terms of trophies, so you were a flop at Pirates.
No, whichever way you want to call it. Whichever way you want to call it. You get it, huh? Hey. So everyone, even the founders are flops. We shall tell Foxy that one.
But I want to
think
thank
he's
you.
Watching.
So he's a flop as well.
Yeah, he's a founder flop.
Anyway, it's been a pleasure hosting you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
And hope to have you again. But I also want to thank you. I recently watched a game. Warukuba is playing also. Okay, last year they were playing well, and I'm happy that the games are taken back to regions. I was one time I watched a game in Fort Portal, I watched a game in Jinja. So I want to thank you for that, because people no got travel to Kampala for the game, Chadon and Kings Park, and as well as the Legends. Yeah. We can go to Warukuba and watch the games again. Yeah. So I want to thank you for that as well. Then I also want to hear transfers in rugby. I want to hear about million transfers in rugby. Oh, well, let's assume Ruben plays for Pirates, wants to join the Cobs. There has been 200 million involved in the transfer in terms of fees. Why can't we also have that in rugby?
It will happen. There's already transfers, they don't publicize them.
Transfers
they are not multi-million, yeah, they are not multi-million.
Free transfers,
so
where Michael leaves and goes
I think it's only
to
basketball that has had quite big transfers financially.
Yeah.
But we shall reach that bridge. Yeah.
Your final remarks, Mr. President?
My final remarks were done. Just to thank
Give us more.
To thank the fans yet again, thank the sponsors, my team at the headquarters, my team at the executives, thank the government, and to implore them to continue to support our system.
And your flops at Pirates?
Support our and for Pirates for winning last year's
the flops were in
league
time.
And and even Ruben, if you play rugby, you would be a loc, but I don't think you would manage.
Anyway, guys, we're out of here. We're out of here. Before the president attacks me, I will go. How can you be flop for over 10 years? You're flopping. How, really?
What team do you support?
Yeah, Cobs.
No wonder. What happened?
Anyway, bye for now. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day.
Okay.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda. Pick of the day on UBC.
He expected me to die like within the first 2 years.
Out of the blue, the child will get pains, especially in the wrists. And this happens commonly when children are starting to walk.
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
UK
can now get all the chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning. Eat twice a day. Don't